Well, hello.
Hi.
Thank you for coming to see us. What's your name?
I'm ALANIS and you
Yes.
are? Yeah.
Ezekiel. Nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, who do you work for? Tell us.
I work for Brainport Development, which is an economic agency in the region of Brainport, which is located in the south of the Netherlands.
Okay.
We're 21 municipalities, which of our biggest ones are Eindhoven and Helmond.
Okay.
So we're really into the smart cities vibe of
That's why
finding
you're
new
here?
solutions. That's why I'm
Okay.
here,
Yeah,
trying
of
to find
course.
solutions, not only for mobility, but also for construction and for digitalization of the cities.
Okay. Nice. Nice. And specifically, what kind of solutions are you looking for? You told me about.
Indeed. So I'm really looking for mobility solutions that are made for citizens, but also for cities. It could be a bit different because for cities, maybe you might think of a bus or you can think of a train, but for citizens, you might think of a shared car, for example, or for a shared bike. So I'm looking for solutions that can help both so that we can create areas where communities can decrease their car ownership by having more solutions, more opportunities for commuting, basically.
And how does the amount of cars represent a problem that you're trying to solve?
Yeah, I mean, in some areas it's quite big because parking pressure is quite a lot.
Parking pressure.
It's
There's
because
no
of parking.
parkings available.
No, correct.
Okay.
There's no parkings available. Some areas we just decided, like, you know what, we don't want any more parking because instead we prefer greenery. So we came up to solutions.
More parks.
Exactly. So we
Right.
can have more parks instead of parking lots.
It's nicer.
Exactly. It's nicer. You have better areas for kids to run around, to go out with your dog, to just sit down instead of just having concrete everywhere. And also, of course, for the environment and for the livability of the area, it's way better. So that's what we're trying to do. But of course, in order to do this, we need to get solutions. We need to get people from their private cars, so out of their private cars, to other forms of mobility. It can be, for example, shared cars because, well, you can share a car. Exactly.
We do that, carpooling. Yeah,
Indeed.
Of course.
So that could be like a perfect solution with carpooling because most of the times it's for communities that everyone knows each other. So you can talk with each other like, okay, so where are you going? We're going this way and stuff like that.
It helps you create that community.
Correct, as well.
That sense of belonging because you need to share a car with someone, with a stranger.
Indeed. But also just sitting in a car together or cycling together, you start chatting when before you did not. You were not going to chat with them in the elevator because that's just awkward, but in the car you will. Yeah. So also creating that sense of community by commuting.
And it's interesting what you said before because it feels like there's a relation between like the amount of parking lots and the birth rate. Like, because if it's more green, then it's more family friendly, and you kind of want to build a family and, kids running around.
But also, I have many friends that they want to walk their dogs or just take a walk by themselves. So it's also just for feeling, clean, that you're breathing clean air instead of just being next to cars the whole time. And you can really see it on some streets that are so pretty but so ugly because of the cars that are there. Imagine just putting a tree there, it would change it so much.
It's like a happiness factor.
Exactly.
Right?
It's about livability of the city.
Instead of looking at it from an economic perspective, what about we look at it from a happiness perspective?
Exactly.
Right?
But even from the economic point of view, owning a car in many cities is quite expensive. The car is just standing for 90% of the time. So
but it's good for the economy, that's the thing.
It's good for the economy, for the automotive economy, yes. My automotive people, yes, I like cars and everything. But we have to come to a good balance of what is really needed, what we have to produce, and what is good for the environment as well. But how can we keep the freedom for people so they can commute?
what's bad for your bank account is good for the economy.
Exactly, exactly.
So,
That is correct.
well, anyway, but okay, so we would be happy. We would be, of course, that is something that we offer here because we do have a fleet of different type of vehicles. So of course you're talking about cars, but would you be open to other types of vehicles
definitely.
also?
So I mean, in the Netherlands, we're really used to cycle as well.
Bicycles, like in Amsterdam, I see them.
Exactly. So bicycles are basically on our DNA. They are. I always make a joke like kids are born on bikes, basically.
And they get really serious about the bicycles.
Really
like
good.
if you're standing in the middle of the way, they will.
Definitely, I also do it, even though I'm not like originally Dutch. I also do it, but it's because it's your commute. So you wouldn't be standing in front of a car, right? So why would you do it in front of a bike?
Yeah,
So
right.
it's also just coming to that, like the cultural part of you have to respect the lanes, and we have that. Sometimes not. Most of the times, yes. It depends on the city as well, and it's okay because we understand that tourists don't know about it. It's something different. It's quite unique what we have as well. So we understand that, but we're really willing on getting rid of the car, using the bike, using the mopeds, the share
just
bikes.
Walking.
We also walk a lot.
More space to
Exactly.
walk, right?
Definitely. I mean, we're on walking distance to many things. So it's also on nudging people to use more active mobility as well.
Because it changes the topography of the cities. Thinking about these solutions that use less cars and more shared solutions or
Correct. I mean,
carpooling, it's going to change like the way the city looks.
Indeed, because instead of, with car sharing, then you can move 4 people instead of 4 cars.
Exactly.
And then you have to think on infrastructure, because then you will need so much infrastructure for the cars that you can just give it to more housing or parks or something else. It's restaurants, I don't know, but it's about space. We don't have space. And that is a thing in Europe in general. The scarcity of space is really a thing. So we have to work.
What you're saying about space, well, the solution that we have here would be for small and medium-sized cities, which would also allow people maybe to go outside of the big cities that are so attractive, but these other places where they don't want to go now would become more attractive. And it would help these, I don't know how
congested
cities to kind of get, to let people go where they want to, there's other options. Other options become available.
I mean, our region is also, we're 21 municipalities, of which 2 are really big, and the rest are smaller. So they're, let's say, on the outskirts of the cities. And with outskirts, I mean 20 minutes by car or so. Then you can still do it with a bus, but people are kind of reluctant to do it because instead of 20 minutes, then it's an hour. Or stuff like that. You can still have a good connection, but they don't have a train station, or they just have an hour once every 30 minutes, once per hour. So it's not that efficient for a lot of people. So that's why they own a car. So that we also see the problem on the outskirts of the cities.
Here we would have different types of vehicles for different lengths of travel.
Okay.
So you could use like one type of vehicle to go to the center of the city for a meeting or whatever. And if it's a longer travel, then you could decide to travel with more people and get a car maybe.
And I think that's really interesting because
so it's very flexible.
It's about the options. It's about having the possibility to choose your transport mode. And just choosing what it fits. Maybe it could also be according to the weather, according to your time. Maybe it's short, but you're really in a rush or whatever. Maybe many times the bike is faster than the car. So then you can choose whatever fits your needs.
Well, okay, perfect. Well,
this is very important.
Thank you for coming to see us, and take care. We will talk soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.